Finland's state-owned energy provider Gasum restarted buying liquefied natural gas or LNG from a plant controlled by a Russian company. More of this report from Kirby Gil Trinidad.
Gasum restarted purchasing precious gas from Russia's Kryvyi plant, controlled by Russia's Novatek, a few months after both sides terminated their long-term supply deal. Based on the latest definitive shift tracking data, an oil tanker delivered a LNG cargo from the Russian plant to the Finnish port of Tornio on July 3. This came after the Russian gas company announced last month that Finland's Gasum had not been taking LNG from Russian gas company Novatek since April. In May, Gasum became the first European company to have terminated a contract to buy natural gas from Gazprom export via pipelines from Russia. Gazprom, on the other hand, confirmed it had completely stopped gas deliveries to the Finnish energy provider since May 2022 after the latter refused to pay the Russian company in rubles. The demand for ruble payments urged Gasum to launch arbitration proceedings against the Russian gas company. An arbitration panel later ruled that Gasum could pay in euro and ordered the two sides to negotiate and resolve the situation. Gasum, as well as Novatek and Gazprom Export, have not provided any official statements yet in regard to the decision of restarting the long-term supply deal with Russia's Gazprom. Reporting from Sweden, this has been Kirby Gil Trinidad, SMNI News.
Singapore marked a new milestone after unseating Japan's 5-year reign as the most powerful passport in the world. Meanwhile, the United States continues to get weaker. Renjo Mudikilio has the news.
The highly prestigious Henley Passport Index, which regularly ranks passports based on the number of countries their holders can enter visa-free or with visa on arrival, has just released its latest report, stunningly revealing Singapore's ascent to the top spot. In a monumental milestone, Singapore has officially surpassed Japan in having the world's most powerful passport, signaling a major shift in global passport rankings and opens up new horizons for Singaporean citizens. Singaporean passport holders now enjoy seamless travel to a record-breaking number of countries, granting them visa-free access to an extensive 192 destinations worldwide. This remarkable feat showcases Singapore's commitment to international relations and its growing prominence on the global stage. For years, Japan held the coveted position of having the world's most powerful passport, and its citizens could travel visa-free to numerous countries. However, Singapore's strategic diplomatic efforts and extensive bilateral agreements have allowed its passport to surge ahead, granting its citizens greater freedom and ease to travel across borders. The Singaporean government's emphasis on maintaining strong diplomatic ties, fostering mutually beneficial partnerships, and promoting economic cooperation has undoubtedly contributed to this historic achievement. The Lion City's reputation as a reliable and respected global player has played a pivotal role in securing this new milestone. Prime Minister of Singapore Lee Hsien Loong expressed his pride in the country's achievement, stating, "This is a testament to Singapore's commitment to engaging with the international community and fostering strong relationships with nations across the globe. Our nation's success is a result of the collective efforts of our citizens, government, and partners worldwide." The news has been met with widespread celebration among Singaporeans, who now have an unprecedented level of travel freedom. The new passport ranking not only enhances travel opportunities, but also reflects positively on the nation's overall global standing and influence. As the world emerges from the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, this development is expected to have significant implications for tourism, trade, and business, as Singaporeans can explore a broader range of countries with ease. While Japan may have been overtaken this time, it remains a strong contender with its passport granting access to 188 countries visa-free or with visa on arrival. The competition between the two Asian powerhouses for the top spot showcases the increasing importance of passport strength in the context of global mobility and connectivity. Meanwhile, the United States passport ranked 8th with a decline of 2 places from last quarter. A Skip report citing Annie Forsheimer, a former U.S. Department of State career diplomat, suggested that America's static state of affairs is likely to remain due to the lack of demand from the inside U.S. For a change in policy, the extreme political risk for any group or politician who unwittingly facilitates travel by a terrorist, and the fact that tourism has surged post-pandemic anyway, even with a restrictive visa waiver program. She also said, and quote, "Unfortunately, the status quo over time may well contribute to a decline in U.S. soft power if businesses struggle to invite partners to trade shows and meetings. Tourists encounter needless application delays and look elsewhere, and open xenophobia erodes the public reputation of the U.S. as a world leader." End of quote. As the world continues to evolve, passport rankings are likely to remain a dynamic and closely watched metric, reflecting a nation's global relationships and influence. For now, Singapore takes center stage, basking in the glory of its newfound title as the possessor of the world's most powerful passport. This has been Renju Modiquillo, SMNI News, Singapore.
The BRICS summit is set to take place in South Africa in August, and amid speculations, South Africa announced that Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the summit. The details with Jane Kudnita.
The office of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that Russian President Vladimir Putin will not attend the BRICS summit leaders set to take place in Johannesburg, South Africa in August. A statement released by the office of the South African president on Wednesday said, quote, "By mutual agreement, President Vladimir Putin of the Russian Federation will not attend the summit, but the Russian Federation will be represented by Foreign Minister Mr. Sergei Lavrov." Russia, on the other hand, has yet to confirm South Africa's statement. It can be remembered that the office of Russian President Putin said no final decision has been taken regarding his plans for the BRICS summit. The BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, the fast-growing economies of the world, and the event in August would be the first face-to-face gathering of BRICS leaders in several years. Talks on whether Putin will attend the summit has been looming for months, as South Africa is a member of the International Criminal Court, or the ICC. The said body issued an arrest warrant for Putin over his alleged role of kidnapping Ukrainian children, to which Russia has rejected, saying that such charges are politically motivated and misrepresenting the evacuation of Ukrainian children from the conflict zone. It can also be remembered that South African President Cyril Ramaphosa on Tuesday warned that the ICC arrest warrant for Putin would amount to a declaration of war against Russia, and that it would be inconsistent for the South African Constitution to risk engaging a war with Russia, and the move would also fail his duty to protect his country. As an ICC signatory, South Africa is obliged to help in Putin's arrest, noting that the South African president has long sought to quit the said international body. Ramaphosa has resisted immense pressure from the United States to condemn Russia over the conflict in Ukraine by maintaining neutrality, and said that the expansion of NATO triggered the crisis between Russia and Ukraine. South Africa's leading opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, on the other hand, demanded that the government arrest Putin and turn him over to the ICC once he sets foot in the country. Russia, meanwhile, is not a party of the Rome Statute that established the ICC. The Kremlin has said that the ICC has no authority against Russia. Reporting, this has been Jane Kudnita, SMNI News.